Hey guys, this is Tanner, part-time up.
No, hey, you gotta have more pizzazz to it than that.
I can't pizzazz.
You just did perfect.
That was the most pizzazz I've had in years.
I don't know. It looked like you were speaking from experience.
Those videos you made me film.
That's the reason we have to watch, remember?
We're gonna have like a major bloopers.
I think you should. This is your podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I opened up the last one, but shit, I mean, if you're gonna start introducing yourself, like, just go ahead, hit it.
Hey guys, this is Tanner at Talkin Tackle that was pizzazz, and I got laughed at.
I've never heard the man so proper.
You didn't even let him get like a half a word out. Jesus.
All right, I'm sorry.
Take
Sorry.
12.
Take 23.
I'm sorry. I'll
My
keep
wife
it
said
together.
it'd be 10 before I'm home, but
I'll keep it together. I promise.
Okay. Hey guys, this is Tanner at Talkin Tackle for podcast number 2. Just to remind everybody, I'm a full-time guy. I hate you. I'm a full-time guide on Nickajack and Chickamauga and part owner of Talkin Tackle.
All right, here we go. Y'all
And
ready?
Spanky's a
All right,
This is happening right now.
this will happen. All right, ready? And
All right, hang on.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Tanner, hit it.
Hey guys, this is Tanner from Talkin Tackle for podcast number 2 of Talkin Tackle. Spanky, go to another room.
All right, we got.
all right.
All right, I'm doing it there. I'm doing it.
Last time.
This is it.
Sorry.
If we can't get it here, I'm gonna just run it. F- it.
Hey guys, this is Tanner from Yeah.
Okay, you can't look at
Parker.
You hate it
You
too
can't
good.
look at me.
Parker. Chill, bro. Chill.
Why am I doing it again?
Yeah, do it again. Screw it.
It's 10:34. Go.
Hey guys, this is Tanner from Talkin Tackle. This is podcast number 2, Talkin Tackle. Again, full-time guide on Nickajack and Chickamauga and part owner of Talkin Tackle Outfitter and Lodge.
I'm Parker with Reed Water Guide Service. Also work around here occasionally.
Keyword occasionally.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm Ethan Seitz. You guys have seen me. I hosted the last podcast. I'm a full-time guide here on Lake Chickamauga and Lake Nickajack. Work here at the shop. And yeah, you guys have known me before, but we got a new guy with us.
Captain Caleb, Bass Quest Fishing Charters. Chickamauga, Nickajack, all of them, whatever.
The best hair in all the guides
That's the
on the Chickamauga
gotta have
area.
the captain's hair for
You gotta
sure.
have the
Yeah.
flow. Caleb has the flow.
Gotta have it.
When are you gonna have the Head and Shoulders boat wrap though?
I was thinking maybe it's Maybelline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know.
That's different though.
2026.
I'm pretty different.
Yeah, you are pretty different. You're out there.
Yeah.
Your
You're
2
out there.
chains
Puerto
different.
Rican redneck.
But anyways, guys, you guys have seen the last podcast. We talked about like the upcoming fishing conditions on the lakes, Chickamauga, Nickajack. We hit on Parksville a little bit. We even got into some Gunnersville and Watts Bar. So this time, this podcast is going to come out. We're getting a little bit different now. This podcast is going to actually come out at the beginning of the month. So this is going to be October when you guys see this podcast. This will be the first or second week in October when this podcast comes out. And you guys will be able to have this for the entire month. So we're going to sit here and talk about what we think the month of October is stacking up like. And I don't know about you guys, but man, it's been a fun beginning of the month so far.
It's been really good.
I've been having a great time.
I tell you what,
good.
I really hope that we're seeing here by the time you guys see this video is that it's colder.
Definitely.
Because it was, what would y'all say it was? The 80,
Oh, it was hot.
85? Like it was really warm.
Oh, it was hotter than 2 turbines on a Muslim today.
Yeah, it was rough. It was
I would
rough out
enjoy
there.
not sweating.
I don't know, man. When I start seeing that temperature get down in the 40s at night, I'm going south.
What are you talking about? That's when it starts getting good.
yeah.
I'm going
That's
south.
just dumb.
Dude. No, I'm done.
Shoot.
I'm done. I'm done with it up here.
I
Y'all
want to
can
see
have
some
it.
frost. I want to see my breath.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I want, okay,
see a bass with
we're going to
a
go
little
back to
belly.
nostalgia. Just imagine like back in the day cranking that old 2-stroke and that just the smoke just hanging on the
That
water
was
right
a
there.
good
You know what I'm
time.
saying?
I don't
Just that
want to be
smell.
able to breathe
just
getting
hanging.
out of the no-wake zone.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking like 1980s bass tournament. Like, you're dying. The last guy, like the last flight just dies of inhalation of the fumes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Brought
His
to you
battery's
by
wicked
Evan
high by
Rude.
the time he gets to his first spot.
Well, it's a great time. It's a good time.
yeah.
But no, like this month, this is going to set up pretty good. I'm thinking. I think we got a lot of good current moving on. The drawdown's starting to happen. It's been happening out here in Chickamauga, and I'll tell you what, man, Chickamauga's been actually doing not terrible here lately.
Chickamauga was really good to me today.
It's not been doing terrible at all.
It's not bad at all.
I know in the last podcast we've been
insane.
it's been
Floaters.
It's been great. Good floaters. I know we've all been steady booked on Nickajack, and I've seen you down there. I've seen both of these guys down there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
good God, that place has been unreal. Tanner, let's talk about Nickajack. Let's see how's Nickajack been doing. How has it been, and what do you expect for it to do coming up for the month of October?
Oh God, it's been so much friendlier. I know the grass mats start to kind of disperse a lot quicker
changing
down
quick.
there than
every
they
day.
do on Chick. I mean,
Every
they get blown out, and you know that. So I think November I'm going to start transitioning to just
But explain the difference there, because for those of you that don't know, Nickajack fishes like a tidal fishery. It fluctuates up and down daily. It's relatively stable.
But it's
whereas
technically
Chick,
a
as
full
it blows
pool
out,
lake.
when you start to drop Chick, the places that blow out, you still get mats as it drops, right?
Yeah.
So you get mats that are exposed along the way. The problem with Nickajack or a lake that's more stable like that is once you start losing grass,
it goes quick.
it goes
doesn't come
really
back.
quick.
It goes
right?
very fast.
And
It's
that's what
gone.
I'm getting at.
gone.
It's a full pool lake, so the grass comes on a lot
Yes.
faster. It has more time to mature and grow.
Yeah. It also goes
And,
away quicker.
I mean, yeah. If you get strong winds,
yeah. Or 28 boats running through the same frog mat.
then it's gone.
I'm one of the 28.
yeah.
Yeah, I was number 28.
Did you follow it downriver?
As fast as he could.
But I mean, it's going to be awesome the whole month of October, especially frogging. And then there are going to be these little tiny mats left in pockets the size of a boat. And that is my absolute favorite time to frog.
That's Sheila right
That's
there.
like the perfect time to do it, man. And
It's not overwhelming. You can hit a mat in 5 minutes thoroughly, and you have a chance at an absolute giant. And
By far the best chance of the year, in my opinion, when
Oh,
those
yeah.
mats are small.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's like that big territorial fish will lock down that small isolated mat. That
hang out in
makes
that
all the
entire
difference.
place, and that's her home.
Yeah.
It's a
She
lot of
locks
fun.
that down.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The only one allowed in is a few big bluegill for nefarious reasons.
yeah.
I don't know about you guys though. This is gonna sound really crazy. I was able to fish with a good one of Greg's good friends that we actually I met him like literally the morning of the tournament. We were able to fish the CBA down there in Nickajack. We ended up winning the thing, but I was telling him about it like come 10 o'clock, 10:30 when that dam kicked on and that naiad started laying down and it wasn't no longer matted out on the surface. It was fully laid down. You would think that would be the time to start punching and frogging that stuff, or maybe just punching that stuff, frogging maybe not so much, but you would think that'd be the time. And I've been telling him like, dude, no, you got to hit this stuff in the morning before it lays down. And we hit it in the morning and we had 15 pounds, 16 pounds like that.
Instant.
And it was crazy. But when that mat laid down, it was done.
That's
It
so
was
funny because
done.
I like it when it's
When it's laid down. Yeah. I usually
rolled
do.
over, making
Yeah.
a canopy.
I
Everyone
usually
makes
love it like
Yeah.
that. But
specifically stargrass.
dude, that
specifically
day,
stargrass.
that day that we were there though, it was not like, and I swear that it's just because that lake fishes so much like a tidal fishery. It's hit or miss every day, and you just got to be out there every freaking day and figure out what they do when the water starts acting different. Because
It's tough.
I mean, how many
haven't been
times did
able
you
to
see the water
grass fish.
fluctuate?
Are you guys seeing them like moving a whole lot from day to day?
like water or fish?
No, the
in general?
fish. Like moving
it's
the lines or
mat
stuff
fishing,
like that.
Yes, because
I'm
like
not.
if I'm trying to frog, I want a low flow day.
Yeah.
I want that
Yeah.
water down. I want the mat.
Are
Are you
low.
seeing them
up.
kind of in like staying in a location though, or are you seeing it where it's like, okay, they're in this part of the mat today, and then this part of the mat? Like while these mats are still bigger, do you notice them moving
Mine's
around?
day to day.
Yeah,
I may get a solid week out of an area, and then I have to relocate.
yeah.
And that's where it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's stressful and fun.
That's I agree completely.
There's
That's
no
what's
way to
fun
find
about grass
fish in
fishing in
grass.
general, is because you can move down 200 yards and just be in a completely different type of situation.
What sucks
Completely
about
different.
it too, though. The
Yeah,
only way to find fish in grass is to fish the grass.
You just got to fish it. You got to figure it out.
I've
Yeah.
said that for
Nothing
years.
can help you.
I love fishing grass. I hate finding fish in grass.
Oh, yeah. It's a pain in the
it's
tail.
freaking glorious when you do though.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's the
tail.
most rewarding feeling in fishing.
Yeah.
But speaking of, October fishing, well, you know what? I'll go into that in a minute. We got another Blake we got to talk about, Chickamauga.
Yeah.
We hit on that when we just started talking. Like, man, I've been catching some good floaters out there on Chickamauga using the scope and everything. And I've been actually having some good days out there. And it's been hard to take me off a nickajack, but I don't know about you guys. But I know you guys have been catching pretty good on Chickamauga, if I am at least.
You can tell there's been that change, right? Like we're getting into bow season now. There's just not as many people out there.
No.
Yeah,
And it's awesome.
And so I feel like when I'm going to a spot, I'm like, I actually might be like one of the first 3 boats to hit this instead of like boat 48.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
And you don't have to worry about getting on it.
And we were talking about this earlier, but we're in this happens every year during this transition period. Things change, and what happens is I start seeing like the afternoon bite really kicking off, and a lot more schooling activity. Tanner and I got to experience that a couple days ago, and just like these fish starting to blitz, starting to the bait really, like, you know, that's one thing that I do is follow bait around a lot, and that bait has really made the move now, and it's staying consistently a little bit more shallow to mid depth. And when that happens, and what you notice too, like in this lake, any of these lakes, they're full of bait. We have no shortage of bait. The issue is the size.
Absolutely.
So there's tons and tons of really like micro bait. Then you've got a lot of bait that's in that like 2.5 to 3.5 inch range. And then there's that big thread fin in that, you know, the 4.5 to 5.5, maybe even 6 inch. And then those gizzard shad that are that
gigantic.
Moderate size. Well, a lot of it right now, it's not the dollar bill size.
Really?
It's those that like the size of my hand. You know, they're like 6.5, 5.5
Dude,
inches long.
I'm seeing so many 10 to 16 inchers where
And
I'm
see,
fishing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you about that. Like in your, because I know you do a
The schooling
ton of live
fish,
bait
though,
guiding.
the schooling fish, they're on those smaller ones.
Really?
Yeah, the
Now,
2 to
the
3 inch.
freaks, you know, like the
big
really
gizzards?
the big ones that, you know, like they're hanging out with stripers still. Like
Yeah.
the really, really big fish.
Are they getting messed with as much, or are they just kind of they're just
No.
so big of a gizzard? They're just out there doing their own free
No,
will. They're not.
they roll around and do whatever the heck they want. Now, what you'll see is a lot of fish in that like 4 to 5 pound range follow fish around like that. But like those, if you see your local striper guy getting excited about a gizzard shad to throw for striper, like you're fishing for a certain kind of bass at that point. And a lot of times this time of year, those bass are still hanging out with a lot of big striper. So I see them kind of working hand in hand, wolf packs of both, if you will.
That's awesome.
And a lot of the creeks and secondary areas and stuff. But it's funny, we're in this weird phase where a lot of good fish are mixing in with, like when I say good fish, I'm talking like 6-7 pounders, sometimes like an occasional 8. They're mixing in with all these schooling fish, average size fish. But like the fish that I'm catching over 9 are very secluded. Like there's nothing around them that's 3 pounds, period. Like when you look at the scope, you're like, are those carp?
right?
You know what I mean? Like there'll be like 6 or 7 of them together. You're like, and then you start seeing them swimming. You know what they look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that one. They got a swagger.
Yeah. They just
If you're used to looking on scope, they've got like a
they know exactly. Like they own that area, and they know.
And
it
you see
too.
the striper in there. They've got a swagger too, just a little bit quicker, a little bit,
Yep.
a little bit uptick on the
a little
pace
bit more
there.
whispery.
Yeah.
What I call them whispers. On
Yeah,
the scope.
yeah, because
look
they
like
got
whispers.
more of a wide,
Yeah.
kind of like a catfish too. They have like that,
Dude.
like parts of them disappear.
Man, I thought I knew scope really well, but I'm sorry, when there's a mark 15 foot under the surface over 40 foot of water, and you pitch a minnow out to that dang thing, and it comes up and meets that minnow, and this little high school kid on the front of the boat sets the hook, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's a giant.
Yep.
But it comes up and it's a 15-pound blue. I'm like,
A lot of them doing that blobbing around too.
I know. What are the catfish blobbing around for?
Freaking
Drum
idiots.
too.
Drum
Oh,
too.
drum.
Yeah.
Drum's the worst.
I'm
I mean,
catching drum
I feel like catfish.
2
I
foot
can,
over 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like catfish. I can maybe be able to tell the difference between like
It's so hard for me.
Their head looks a little harder.
12 pounds, like
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like
But
I can tell the
a
difference. dude.
drum and
I
a bass
cast
look
at
the
'em.
exact same.
Oh,
Yeah.
There is
it's hard
no
to tell.
telling the difference
I've
there.
been
very hard
spending
to
the
tell.
better part of my mornings looking for the difference between a 3-inch shad and a 5-inch shad on scope. Which is pretty freaking hard, dude. It's really.
But you
annoying.
also put your boat in the water at, BFE early, and
yeah,
you're getting live bait. So
yeah.
for those of the people who don't know this, like you're a big time live bait guy, and that's
Yeah,
what you do.
it's
That's how you make your
probably-
living. Break
It's
down for
probably
that.
60% of my trips now. at
Yeah,
least.
talk to people about that. How's
Yeah.
that everyday trip with you guys?
It's been really fun. So this time of year, it's so warm. We got our water temps are still up there. And so usually what we do is we actually put the boat in, we'll run and catch bait. And so it's kind of like a stressful thing for me. I've got to be able to catch it quick in the morning right now. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I do is I'm always scouting bait. But it's really helped me track fish too, and how the fish are moving in relation to certain size bait, which I never really thought about as much before. Like we always talked about like gizzard shad versus threadfin shad, right?
Right.
Like the difference of size fish or the way fish would set up on gizzard shad versus the way they set up on threadfins. What I'm realizing more and more now is that just small incremental size changes on bait are super, super important on the way that fish are setting up and feeding. Like you'll notice in an area that there won't be any bass schooling at all. And it'll be a bunch of like the 3-inch bait. In that area, you'll see white bass busting, you'll see skipjack busting. And then all of a sudden, when that like hand size bait comes through there, it's like 4 to 6 pounders busting around the boat. It's like they don't care. There's so much bait in the lake. Like these fish don't care unless it's what they want, right?
Right.
It's like there's no point in expending the energy unless it's the right size bait. So in a lot of these areas, it's really specific. And so now after just staring at bait on the screen so long, like I can look and see a school and I'm like, that's the stuff. And almost inevitably below that, instead of it being like a good example of some of these big flats in the creeks, you have hundreds of fish, like the entire biomass of predatory fish in the area will be on these flats. It'll be catfish, drum, bass of all different shapes and sizes, white bass, blah, 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 blah. But the correct fish, what I'm after, will be in certain areas because that's where the right size bait is.
That's interesting.
And so it's like it's been a really cool progression for me, just being a nerd anyway. Like going through and trying to understand that better and chasing not just the fish, but the bait itself. And a lot of times that ends up lending itself to finding areas where like really big fish.
The big girls hang out.
Yeah.
That's pretty, because I mean, I know you guys have seen it too. You guys probably hit on this too. Like we're seeing a lot of bait like up high over deeper water now. Like you can tell the transition is here, and they're like a lot of these fish are up there floating in these bait. Like you'll just see bait and you'll see a gap in it. There'll be like 1 or 2 good marks just hanging out right there.
The ones in the bait though have been so hard to get to eat.
So hard to eat, dude. Oh,
if you find them out.
They don't have to dry.
You probably just drop on them with live bait.
Dude, you won't even get touched. You're better off throwing a jerk bait at them. You won't even get touched. The only time that works is in the wintertime. I can throw into just a massive bait that you can't see anything. Like you can't even see holes, you can't see fish, and you'll catch a 10-pounder out of it.
That's incredible to me because if I fish that all day,
it's that cold,
I would never do it.
Dude, when it's that cold, like the shad don't care that fish is in there. So they don't blow a hole. They literally, like the shad will be sitting there and the fish is in the middle of them and they're not reacting to the fish in any way. But I think what happens is that you've got that one minnow that you throw in there and something's wrong with him.
Right. It's got an
and
injury.
So it's like, even though nobody's really in the mood, like they're not in the mood to run, that fish is not in the mood to chase. It's like, there's this one, like, what the hell's the matter with him? Like, we got to kill him, right?
Yeah. Huh. That's pretty,
That's the only time
I would never just throw a jerk bait. Would you do it? Would you just throw a jerk bait randomly in a
My best
fish?
day this year, I threw an A-rig in the middle of water fish, and I had 30 pounds in 30 minutes with a 10-2 kicker. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
I guess I just need to sell everything then.
The only thing that I caught...
You're going at this all wrong.
That 10-2, I caught underneath the bait, but the rest of them all came out of the center of it, and I couldn't see them.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty interesting.
I mean, that's cool you can do that.
Like you said, I think the only time that I really see that is when it's like truly cold.
Oh, it was February.
Yeah.
It was
like water temps in the low 40s and just like really, really cold.
February was the craziest month on this lake in a long time, though.
I like February here. If there is one month I wish I could come up here and fish, it'd be February. Or maybe March.
You're fishing for bedfish down there, though, in February.
Oh, I'm fishing for bedfish in January, dude.
He's catching topwater fish in February.
Like, I sure wish I could hang out with you guys, even though it's 60 degrees down here and I'm watching a 10-pounder swim 60. Around right now.
Yeah, 80.
80.
Oh, hell.
Oh, dude, you should have heard it when Greg was up in here. He was talking to me about it. He's like, dang, dude, you're headed down there. You're going to miss 2.8 in vault season down here. And I'm like, rats. You know, that just sucks, man.
Yeah, damn, I don't get to hold a spinning rod.
I don't get to hold a spinning rod for 3 months.
Dude, that really sucks. I'm missing 2.8 in vault season.
Dang, man, I'm just gonna have to break out the 80-pound braid then.
I could see that happening. And Greg,
hold on, you got any needle nose I can borrow so I can lock down my drag so I can do some man fishing out here?
But anyways, without further ado, like we all have like a pretty good plethora of baits out here in front of us. We all kind of just threw some stuff in here and picked out kind of like our best, like top 3 baits. So, Tanner, let's start with you, buddy. What's your like top 2 baits that you picked out over here on this table for the month of October?
Oh my gosh, for the month of October, Parker actually brought them up. And my number 1 is going to be a Slither K when the mats start sparsing out.
Show 'em. Yep.
And yes, it is a $21 frog. And yes, it sucks to buy a $21 frog, but there's something about it. It's the softest frog on the market.
It's nice.
It's got the best hookup ratio out of any frog.
It's got some of the best.
Yeah, it's a freaking frog you can lean on.
It's got a little rat tail on it too.
And it walks better than 99% of walking baits out there. I mean, it's just
I really like
it's crazy what this thing will do.
Teflon coated hooks
and a trick that nobody's going to tell you about it, there's a weight on the bottom.
Oh, you're going to tell
Oh,
me?
you're giving the secret away?
Oh, yeah. The first thing you want to do.
All right, you know what?
All right, here we go, guys. Pay attention.
I just got muted on that. But yeah, first thing out of the pack. And we figured out on accident by catching so many on it. Yeah, take a pair of scissors or a pocket knife and scrape the paint off that weight and make it silver. And if you get shad eaters in a mat, which we have a ton of on Chickamauga now, unfortunately, then it mimics a shad.
Which that'll be more in play later in the month.
And that's what I'm looking at, the thin mats.
The mats are still really thick right now, so something like that Swamp Lord's one of my favorites this time of year. The mats are still really thick here. A lot of them are just now starting to hollow out. That Maverick's my favorite color.
Do you like that one or do you like
purple?
the poppin' version?
I like this one. It doesn't really matter, though. The thing for me about it is with this mats as thick as they are right now, it's heavier than most other frogs.
Yeah,
so it
it's
weighs
like
3/4.
5/8.
I think it's...
It's real easy
right
to
here.
get weights in that one too.
It's
It's
really
real
easy.
easy to change the tails out.
2/3
It's
of an ounce.
it's a wider profile frog too.
The Teeters frog too over here. The scum.
Oh,
frog.
shoot.
Blake
Don't be
Teeters.
don't be
Yeah.
letting out my juice scum frog now.
So
Man,
the scum frog right here, that's another really good one to modify.
Very.
Like super easy. Like if you're having trouble getting rattles in, or if you're having trouble adding weight, like this is a no nonsense. Just like, hey, let's get the job done.
It is hard to keep rattles in this frog for me.
Absolutely.
Especially like when you get blowed up a lot on it because they just like it's just an open hole. But you never have to worry about that frog like squeezing it, whatever, to get all the water.
I'll tell
out.
you, the old school Teeters trick, he takes the rattle legs on every one of his and he puts them in there instead of putting rattles in it.
I always silicone mine too, just to hold it in place on one side at least.
It's funny you guys talk about the blunt nose frog versus the poppin' froggo because I don't know, I may be I really like a blunt nose frog and I'll weight it depending on how thick and cheesed up that mat is, but I really do like a poppin' frog if I'm in an open mat that's got a lot of holes in it and it's real thin, or I'm in open water working down the edge. I really like that poppin' frog for that, and I'll use a blunt nose for like the thicker cheesed up mats. Just because I feel like that poppin' frog, like it has a lot more action, but you're stunning the action throwing it over a really thick cheesed up mat. You want that thing sinking down in there. You want that ass sitting down.
That's
in the mat
been
almost.
for me like the reason. So the copper, I throw that Pro Z frog quite a bit.
Yeah.
The Pro Z, I like that, like the Scooby-Doo color. I really like that frog. And it's like you said, in more of an open mat situation. But I've been throwing that copper red, like it's got a cupped mouth, but it's got a very pointed nose to it. And I've been throwing that, or having my clients especially throw that, because I've noticed like a lot of times it's hard to get somebody to pop that thing to actually make that little sputter with like a normal frog.
Right.
And they're like
very hard.
working it or underworking it.
That's
But
a
that
lot of
one right
people's
there,
problem.
just like no matter what they do, it makes the right sound.
Right,
so I'm like,
right.
this kind of it dummy proofs it a little bit, makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I could definitely.
Yeah, it's a hell of a frog.
I mean, Or top toad.
Top toad.
Top toad. Yeah,
That's-
it's hard to beat.
That's
Another bait.
And
I
that's
gotta
going to get
talk
your big
about
bite
this
every
bait.
time.
Right here. Berkeley Crash Crawl. We got some Rapala Crush City cleanup crawls.
You guys are loving that thing.
Dude, I won the CBA.
I haven't
Every
done
fish
a whole lot on it. But
every
they hold
fish,
up, don't they?
every fish
They
we
hold
weighed
up.
in that CBA was caught on this crash crawl right here, and we won that tournament.
You get
I'm
3
telling
or
you
4
right now.
fish out of one.
Well, I mean, between like
And it's
all
got
the
a
Talkin
clam-
Tackle boys, you like
Clamshell package,
so many
dude.
fish have been
And
caught
you
on
get,
this.
Jesus Christ, I mean, you get God knows how many 8-count baits for $7 in this thing, and it comes in a clamshell package. You don't have to worry about the tails getting kinked up or anything because
And you're getting multiple fish out of each one.
multiple,
Which you can't
fish
do with a
out.
lot of baits. I've been using like one of my favorite, and
That's a good one,
shout out
too.
to Tracy on this one.
Yeah.
I really love this chunky D. It comes through the mats like really nice, and it just like I don't have to shake it through.
Who
And I
doesn't
get a lot
love a
of-
good chunky D you don't have to shake?
That's what I like too. You know, you're flipping in there like maybe she wants a big chunky D today. And so like I've been catching a lot of good fish on that the last few years. But it, you know, like the missile baits D-bomb, it gets a bad rap as a flipping bait because it's
does.
so soft.
It does.
yeah, I hate
And
it.
so anybody that knows that, and anybody that's had a tougher experience with the D-bomb as a punching bait should definitely give this a try anyway because it holds up like exponentially better. And I can get quite a few fish out of one of these baits, which to me for a punching bait, that's like a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like flipping into really heavy stuff where I've got 1.5 ounces or a 2 ounce weight and constantly having to deal with my bait, like, you know, the hook point coming through a little bit, or, you know, there's some baits out there. I know you guys have thrown baits like this before in the past too, where it's like after about 30 or 40 flips, like you end up having to change the bait. You never even got bit on it.
All the
Right,
time,
that's-
dude.
that's very
Absolutely.
annoying.
Like that sucks.
I love that you brought up that D-bomb though, because especially coming in this time of year, like
It's an OG.
granted, we're here. This is like we're just now. This is like what, first or second? This 1st of October today. We're recording this,
yeah.
so it's still hot today. But especially like you guys all know down here in the South, like this weather, it comes and goes. Like you'll get a couple cold spells, and then it will get hot again. You'll get a cold spell, you get a hot spell, whatever, and then it'll finally start mellowing out and become cold. Oh, God, I really didn't think I was going to relieve this out. I didn't think I was going to let this out in this one, but I guess I will. If you get like that cold spell and you see that water temp start dropping, my first bait's not going to be a crash crawl. My first bait's not going to be a chunky D. My first bait's not going to be a cleanup crawl. My first bait's going to be a Missile Baits D-bomb or a Strike King rodent or a Gambler back at you. Something that doesn't have the flapping appendages because it just kind of goes down. It's like a beaver style bait and it's just not as loud and in their face, especially when they get in this cold front conditions, because that's when I'll bring that thing up to the mat and almost shake it on the surface, and that's where you get a lot of bites. But when you get that warming trend, oh God, crash crawl all day, and we're going to town. Second pump, and if they don't bite it, we're moving on.
When that happens for me, I usually go to that. I really like that Reaction Innovations Kinky Beaver.
Yes, that's
because
a
it
really
holds
good-
up really well.
It's a really
Yeah.
good one.
Like again, it's another bait that does what it needs to do, but actually survives like a lot of interactions with fish. Another one that's really good if you're in really heavy stuff, or if it's cold front conditions, or when it's really really hot. I've noticed sometimes when it's like really really hot, they don't want like a ton of action on the bait either. And that little speed crawl has been really good to me on that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like in just nasty like Gunnersville level mats, you know, where it's like you don't even know how thick the thing is. Like that
Just
little
see it
speed
slip
crawl,
through.
or
You gotta
that
have
the
a
BB
2 ounce
cricket or
weight
something.
and
Like
get
those will
through
actually
it.
get through the
Third
stupid
flip.
thing. Yeah, hell,
Yeah, good luck.
Takes me off.
Jeez.
Blown
always
in
fun.
for
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
it's
weeks.
it's always fun doing that. But
we should talk about
Yeah.
the other one though.
oh,
We're getting into
it's buzzbait
prime.
it
season.
is getting time, and we got some
Talking
really
about
nice buzz
again,
baits here.
shad eaters in
Yeah.
mats, more sparse mats as the tops start to blow away. When you've got like that chop grass and stuff in there, a little buzz bait. And I think that when I learned how to do this, like you guys throw them on top of mats, right? Like
Yeah.
1/8 ounce with like a pug. Like I get that little pug swim bait, or just something really wide bodied.
Yep.
I like
that'll
a rage
peel
swimmer.
out. Rage swimmer.
I really like
Rage
Rage
swimmer.
for
They,
that. Buzz
they
bait.
last
Saudi
longer
Custom
than a
makes that little
Capt.
pug bait that I throw on a lot of them. But I learned that from, shout out to Billy Wheat, man. He started doing that a few years ago, throwing that 1/8 ounce, like bombing an 1/8 ounce buzz bait with super heavy braid over top of that. And I kind of picked up on it, and it's been really productive. In fact, to this day, the biggest fish I've ever caught on top water is 9.5. I caught on a little buzzbait like that. Little
That's
8 ounce
awesome,
buzzbait.
dude.
And
That's
October is a great month to be doing it. I mean, they're just starting to do it this year.
It's starting to get right.
In years past, it's been September, but
And hell, a couple of years ago, it was December. The last week of December.
A lot of my best fish
Those
that I've
coming
caught
up.
doing that have been in those
been in
out
December.
Chickamauga on the late November mats when
Yep.
when like the main mats pretty much have no what I call like the
When
top
it's just
cap or like the top of the mat
the
itself
size
anymore.
of your boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's really fun too because a lot of times those big gizzards and like the threadies get in there, and so you catch like tons of numbers of fish on it too. It's not just like instead of going to a mat for like 10 blowups, it's like you might catch 30
and catch them all day
out
long.
of one, which is pretty slick if you get the right day. You know, like again, typical buzzbait conditions. Like I like cloudy. I like a little bit of wind on the water. I really like some rain, like that misting rain.
Oh God,
It's
man.
like
Cooling
That's
outside, cold.
my
front
thing
end.
is, and they've got some here at the shop, but I like a gold blade.
I do
and
like
this
a
is
gold
key.
blade.
Like this
Like this
setup right
Brizalo we
here.
just
Greg
got
had
in.
these made,
These
and this has got a
Brizzalos, dude, these are awesome.
yeah.
These Brizalo customs, they're great
They're
buzz
phenomenal. And golly, you
They're
can
not
still
the
throw
best
that on
in
some
like
decent braid.
stargrass though.
Yeah.
baits. Yeah, it's
I have a
tough
lot of
in
problem with
Stargrass.
them in stargrass, but that's most buzz baits. I don't
Yeah.
think there is a great one for it.
It's just a phenomenal pattern to get not only numbers of bites, but like a really big bite. As we get towards the end of October, going in November, and then just of course you can always catch fish on the outside edges or just hard cover. Like it's something about the small buzz bait this time of year. Like you don't have to be fishing a grass lake.
No,
I think
You
it
can
has
fish
a
on
lot to
spotted
do
bass,
with
like
it.
fishing
Something
float docks
about it,
with
yeah.
it, skipping it. Like these little,
You can
especially
skip
if you
the
got a
crap
fly
out of
bait
those,
on, you
man.
can
You
skip
can
the
skip 'em.
heck out of those underhang banks and stuff like that, and docks.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about with the size of the bait. A lot of them are eating right now.
Yeah.
They're that smaller bait. I know a lot of the mats I'm fishing around, the bait's 2.5, 3 inches long.
Yep.
it's awesome.
And a big buzz bait's just going to put off a lot bigger wake than those shad are. I mean,
Yeah, shallow water too. I feel like that makes a difference. Like that big clacking, loud buzz bait when you're fishing for
Yeah,
fish.
I
that are
like a
2
clacker.
foot.
I really like a clacker.
Yeah,
But that's just me being me. But it's funny you mentioned that
I like
heavy
a squeaker.
braid.
I'm a
Yeah,
squeaker guy.
I like the squeaker too. I hang that thing in the truck window all the time.
Do you ever rust them? Do you ever take them off the? You can take these off and put them in bleach.
Sometimes.
A little
Sometimes.
rivet.
Yeah.
And it'll rust the heck out of it, and then you can
done
put
it.
it back on there, and it's like it
Sounds completely
squeals.
different.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
a weird
completely
squeak.
different.
I
But
love it.
it's funny you mentioned that heavy braid though, because we've been trying. I know a lot of us here at this table have been trying that. Brian Hanks gave us that 80-pound, 65 and 80-pound X12. You got a spool it right there. And man, that stuff has been.
So this is 80 pounds.
insane.
But what is insane is like
It's thin.
that's so thin. That's like in between 65 and 50-pound braid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I
dude.
bet that's it's not very often that you see an 80-pound braid that you feel like you could bomb a frog with.
And I've been saying this for forever, especially down there in Florida lakes, and even up here. I've seen it become a thing up here. Man, I swear a lot of these fish, when you flip in these mats, they get used to that braid. Or you flip in place, they get used to that braid. They
Sawing
get
on
used
it.
to that sound. But I'm serious. I get more bites with using that braid because it's so much quieter going in and out of that mat.
that going through my
Everything that Mikey
guides.
says,
Yes,
you know?
going through your
mean,
guides. Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like normal braid. I know normal braid. It'll like dig into your eyes and the eyes of your reels.
Oh, yeah, I'll chip them
time.
and saw
Yeah.
them
yeah,
down.
it will.
Saws right through them. But I think that X12, it's so smooth that it doesn't make the sound. I can't stand the sound of braid.
It's not too
I
smooth
mean,
though. It's not overly
Coming through my
smooth where it
guides,
won't come
anyways.
down. Like
I
you'll
love
still
when I
cut
set the
grass
hook on a
with that.
fish and it goes.
It's just like
But
It's so funny you mention that because, a lot of us learned a ton about flipping and punching from Mikey Balls. That's one
yeah.
thing he's like a huge proponent of.
he's got the perfect
You
hook
talk
set.
about somebody that is
Perfect.
like locked in. If you've ever like gone flipping or punching with Mikey, like he thinks about so many things when he's flipping. And like, he has so many different ways that he works a bait.
it's
and how
very
he
interesting
approaches
to
a mat.
watch.
It is
very interesting to watch.
I always thought that punching was just like, okay, you find the right mat and you just flip in there. I guess in a lot of cases it is like that, but I had no idea the amount of nuance. And I guess that comes from, and you probably understand this better too, from the Florida fishing, because there's so many different variances of vegetation
Oh yeah,
that you're punching down
so
there.
many.
And so he's got so many different ways that he works a bait. Like me, I'm very simple when it comes to punching. Like I get the right weight where I can hurry up and get my butt through the mat Like, no questions asked. Let it fall on a completely slack line. I lift it. I pull it to the top of the mat if I feel like it. Shake it once or twice, pull it out, and flip it again.
Oh, I don't even do that. Most days, if they don't hit it on the initial fall, I'm reeling it out.
Yeah, and a lot of times I do get like that. If I get like 10 bites and it's only on the fall, dude, I always do lift it, though. It's just kind of like a mechanical thing. I flip it in there.
On Chickamauga, I've had it's been on the second pump.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way I've been getting bit. It's never
But I've
on the
seen
initial fall anymore.
you're a little bit more methodical.
I'm very methodical. I give
Florida
him
coming out in him.
at least 3 or 4 pumps, and even on like the last one, I'm shaking it. A lot of my pumps have been when I bring it up to the top, I give it a little shake. Right as soon as I drop that thing back down, boom, there it is.
You think that's the difference between me catching a 15-pound limit punch and you catching a 19-pound limit punch?
100%. Because we went in that CBA.
It's the little things, right?
In that CBA that we won, we went down a stretch where people have already fished. Like 3 or 4 boats already went down this stretch, and me and my buddy Damien went down that stretch right behind him and just absolutely put him to freaking school. I mean, it was the best time I've ever had. But now, I don't know if that was a difference in the mechanicals of what we were doing or in the mechanics of what we were doing, or if that was just the difference of having that quieter, thinner, silent braid going into that mat.
It's probably
and
all
not
the
being
things,
as loud.
right? You know,
Probably
I feel like all
things.
those little details matter because you're
They
probably
matter.
not burning your trolling motor right through there either.
No.
Like you're doing an approach. You're pushing. You're making your flips in that area, and then you're pushing the trolling motor again. There's like a whole lot of different things.
Moving up.
That's
all
what
those
I pay
little
most
things
attention
matter.
to. And then
Yes.
if I'm coming up on a point,
You don't want to be on.
and I make sure I'm set up from 20 feet away before I get to that
exactly.
grass point, because if you turn your trolling motor and blow under it,
Yeah,
So
and you're already
it's
thinking
done.
about the next
If
3
your boat
flips.
touches
Like you're
the mat,
seeing
it's
that
over.
little hydrilla mixed in with
Yeah.
the stargrass. 3
time.
flips ahead.
you have to, man.
You have
all
to,
that stuff
You always
matters.
have to plan your next move when you're flipping.
You're not just
Always.
focused on what's going on
Always.
right there. You're focused on.
And it's easy to not do it because it gets so monotonous.
It does. It does. Like just all day.
And I'm not
a
going
lot
to
of
pretend
times
that it's
when you're
not.
expecting it the least, it's when you get bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And
when
if you
can
don't stay
screw
locked in,
yourself.
you'll miss them.
Yep. That's when you can get wrong in a hurry.
It takes a special person to be able to flip all day.
It does.
Like
It
I really
does.
enjoy it, but I've noticed like
I have to be
the more
getting
people
bit.
I'm in the boat with,
Oh, they hate it.
like a lot of people don't like. They're good for about an hour and
Oh,
a
yeah,
half.
and
Like,
if
most
they
people
don't get more than
most
2
people are
bites.
dialed in for an hour. But if they're not getting bit with every like 15 minutes or so, like they're not
Oh no.
here for it anymore.
Dude, I got to laugh that you brought that up. Our boy Ryan Hanks with Cast was out there eating dinner with us at Mike's. I think you were there. Tanner, I think you were there too. When he come on there and he was like, "Oh, I hate flipping," and it was just like record scratch. Like,
Oh, yeah, dude.
Everybody looked at him. He's like, "Oh my god, did I say something wrong?" I looked at him like, "Yes, you did."
You're in the wrong
you
room,
outside,
Pilot
boy.
Reservoir, boy.
I'll meet you outside.
And
You need to go
he
back
was
to
like,
Florida.
He even said, he said, that's almost like you go to Lanier and say, I hate topwater fishing. Like, everybody just like, what did this guy just say?
Look, it's an idiot.
Oh, God, we love Hanks. He's a good guy, man. He's a
He
good
is.
dude.
Can't wait for him to come back
personally,
next
like
month.
most people like to frog. I would rather go flipping.
I would
Same.
much rather go
Because I
flipping.
know that if I swing the
100%.
bat, like there's a really good chance it's coming
Yeah.
into the boat with me. Like the frogging stuff, that to me, even though on paper it's more exciting to get the blowups, right?
Yeah, it's exciting.
But at the same time, I'm like, God, it's just so low percentage for like
Yeah.
a truly giant fish. Like you know as well as I do, if you have 5 fish over 7 hit, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to lose a couple of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
absolutely.
good chance you
You're
may
gonna lose
not
them.
hook up with any of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
it's a day where they
you've
don't
got
have
that
their
thing
sights
way out
dialed.
there. You know, there's a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong.
To me, if I'm frog fishing, I'm not just fan casting, covering a mat. I am doing like, all right, I see a hole, I see an edge, I see a
Jingle
point
bells.
coming out. Yes. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all.
You tanned our hide. Like, oh, you were out with Greg and I on Nick and Jack, and I could hear you back there humming. And he's like he's in the back of the boat getting all the blow-ups.
Hey, shout out to
Something
my
about
boy
a
Salzman
cadence.
on that one. My boy Salzman told me about that. We went fishing one day and he was like, dude, you got to do jingle bells with frog. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's over here, jingle bells, jingle bells.
I want to do like Disturb.
Jingle all, pause, the way, boom, every
Down with
time.
the sickness.
It's something about, especially when the mats are thicker, something about having a cadence like that.
Like the jerk bait.
2 or 3 pops and a pause, something consistent. Those fish can track it a lot better.
Yeah.
So if you're having a day where you have a lot of those fish blowing up behind your frog, and stuff like that. Just try changing that up. Try like pop, 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 pause, like just like he said,
Change
jingle
up cadence.
bells, and just keep it consistent. And a lot of times you'll find those fish don't hit behind it as much. They'll actually start getting your frog.
I noticed
because
sometimes
they
you
can
speed
track
it
where it's
up.
at.
That helps so much.
It does.
Like it's
And
so
that's-
counterintuitive to me if I'm working a frog slow and they're missing it. And it took me a long time. Like it usually, I think when I
That's-
first learned that is because I was actually reeling in to like go ahead and make another throw or to fire back where the fish had just missed it.
If
and then
you're
you get
Greg,
blow
that's
up,
the only
and
way you
they
fish
get
it.
it every time.
You know,
Greg's
I don't know.
90 miles an hour with it all the
I
time.
might
Oh,
be a
dude,
little different.
I don't pull down until I get bit on a top toad, straight reeling.
Yeah.
And then when I do,
Sometimes they hit it.
I
better
stripe
like
it
that.
up though, and it's like I do my 1 to 2 foot lines.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude,
You do make a very pretty grid.
You
I've
do make a
seen some
really
mats.
nice grid. And I'm like, it's a
I'm
Tanner mat.
I get on to
Man,
people
even in the
too.
wind, you can tell like it's got the loop from the wind, and it's got like a perfect little. I'm like, that's art, bro.
Dude, I get on to people
6
too. I'm
inches.
like, hey man, that's like 6 foot apart.
The heck are you doing,
like-
boy?
Yeah,
There's
man.
like 48 fish in between there.
That's what I'm saying.
Tanner
It's
Da
like,
Vinci on the mats.
it's like putting 20 loaves of bread under a mat the size of a football field.
Yeah.
And you have to hit a loaf of bread right on the head.
And that's a tough thing for people to
Yeah.
do too.
loaf of bread.
It's
That's
a tough
new
thing
one.
for me to do, especially if it's on a really slow bite.
Exactly.
so
Really,
miserable.
to
Exactly.
properly fish a mat,
Oh, yeah.
it's tough.
I don't know though. Like
Goes back to the worst part of finding fish in grass.
this is you guys are gonna kind of. I'm
Let's
kind
hear
of
it.
different.
I want to hear it.
I'm kind of different. Like if I'm getting like short strikes on a frog, they're not getting it. Whatever. You know what I do? That's like fucking. I pick up the flipping stick.
That's exactly
Zero
right.
flip.
Zero. Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, I don't play around with that. I don't like.
Did you guys notice
do
like
it.
the last few years I've gotten a lot of punching bites in a frog mat, like super
Yeah.
shallow frog
yeah.
mat.
And
I
it's
just
the-
started
it's
just
the biggest
'cause,
fish in the
it's like
mat.
I've got 2 clients throwing a frog, and I'm like, wow, I got my flipping stick right here. I'm
Right.
just gonna kind of daub it around,
Right.
and then pretty soon you end up handing it off to somebody because they've had 3 blow-ups and missed 3 fish, and you've got 4 on a punch stick in a foot and a half of water, and you're like,
Oh, dude, I
Here, you wanna
punch
play
two,
this?
2 and 1.5 foot deep mats all the time.
man.
That is
I
awesome.
really like me personally. I like a deeper mat.
I do
I
too.
like a deeper mat.
I just
You got to get
prefer
in
it.
there.
If it's not got 3 or 4
Yeah.
feet on it, I'm probably not picking up my flip.
Dude, I flip it all.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
have
so
started doing that
surprised.
more because of the success I've had, but it wasn't really like, I didn't even think it as a possibility really before. It was just kind of like an accidental thing. Like, I think that's a lot of things we do in fishing, right?
Oh, a ton.
Oh yeah.
Like you find out the secret
Figure it out
technique
off
and
a
it's
whim.
just like you're doing something weird one day and you're like, oh, well,
Or you're doing something weird one day and it works.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
fishing a spook on buoys on Tennessee River and catching them. And then it never works again.
Shad spawn.
Or you have people coming here and they caught a 9.5 pounder on a double bladed chartreuse buzzbait. Like
You're still hung up on that.
I am still hung up on that.
That's been like
Dude,
2
I
years
hate-
ago.
I know. I'm
bud.
still hung up on that.
No one will ever convince me that a double-bladed buzzbait is a cool thing.
Oh, dude, I was dragging tail 2 years ago in October, and I was here working the shop, and these 2 dudes come in.
In the
You got
first
any
Bill
more of
Dance
those
Big Bass Open.
chartreuse bladed, double bladed, or chartreuse painted double bladed
Ain't no
buzzbaits? I'm
way.
like, yeah, they're all right here in the 50% off clearance bin. He's like, dude, we just
no
caught a 9.5 pounder on that thing today. I'm like, I give up. I'm
We
done.
had
There's
just
made
got to
that
be
for
one
spots,
idiotic
too.
fish in every lake. You know what I mean? Like there's that like the one lottery fish that was super dumb, but it still made it to 9.5 pounds. I have zero confidence.
I
Yeah,
just can't
I'm
do
not-
it. I mean, that thing is just.
Something
Like
I
if
tried back
someone
when I didn't
paid
know
me
anything.
$100 to throw a double-bladed
It's like a
buzzbait all
blender.
day, it would be really hard for me to
It's
do.
like a blender. It is. Ain't it? It's like a whole
I don't
ninja
like
chopper
it.
down
It
there.
doesn't sound good. It doesn't look good. And it seems like the hookup ratio would be terrible,
Terrible.
right?
But whatever. I mean, it worked. Hats off to them. They caught it. That's bigger than my PB.
I mean, there's a reason why they've been made for years.
Don't even talk about your PB. I don't.
You know, shoot.
Yeah, which one?
Which one? I've got my cheater PB and I've got my artificial PB.
I don't want to know what the cheater one is.
The cheater one's big,
Yeah.
14?
14.6.
Jesus Christ.
With the shad in it. It was
Why do we
15.
have to do this? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why don't we just do what he does?
It's
Because
I think that all the time.
his is a whole lot more work.
Yeah,
That's one
it is a
thing
lot
I
of
have
work.
to say about him.
Yeah, he's almost like a saltwater
Once
guy.
the work's over, though, it's fun.
But I'm not getting up at 2 a.m. to drive an hour away just to catch a bait tank full of bait.
No, I'm still trying to go to sleep after pounding a case of beer.
Like,
See, I'm like an old guy though. Like I'm like it's already what time is it? It's past my bedtime already. It's 8:28. This is when I normally go to bed.
it's past mine too. Since having babies,
I'm like a little old man.
A little old man. But anyways, though, without further ado, we gotta ask. We gotta get our guy on the line. He's currently fishing, practicing on Wheeler Lake. If you guys, Dillon Falardeau, you guys have heard his name. We're gonna get him on the line here. We're actually gonna try and call him up.
Under that he answers first try.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with it because 0%. We actually. I'm gonna
because it's my number.
Go with it because he knows he's getting attention.
Because he knows he's getting attention. It's 100%. He's gonna answer.
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
All right, here we go. Okay, well. You just turned it off.
I'm gonna say.
I know we gotta turn the mic down.
I'm gonna say third.
I was gonna put it like right in front of my mic.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You can do that. I thought we were gonna like fully like. All right. He's not gonna answer, bro.
Then we all just have to call him.
Hello.
There he is. What's up?
Oh, just chilling.
Wait. Say something again.
Just chilling.
Cool. Well, Dillon, you're on the Talkin Tackle Podcast. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Jesus.
You burn all your fish in practice?
I hope not, because I only caught a total of like 7.
Oh shit!
I was literally just about to ask you, how's practice been?
Jesus, saving him for Saturday, bro.
I've heard everybody's been struggling though.
Yeah, it's tough down here.
Tell the people which lake you're on.
I'm on Wheeler Lake right now, and yeah, it's a struggle.
Why are you there?
We're catching big fish. Seems like everybody that I've talked to, at least, if you get bit, it's big, but getting bit is the hard part.
Slow.
Yeah, but you're there for the second EQ, right?
Yeah, number 2 of the 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
He's never listened to me anyways.
Very nice.
But Dillon, we were talking about it on here earlier, and we'll dive into another subject after this. We were talking about fishing in October around here on Lake Nickajack and Chickamauga. What's your probably like go-to? We all went through kind of our go-to like top 2 baits. What's your go-to baits that you'd be throwing going into the month of October?
I mean, if you're on a grass fishing lake, then that time of year, punching is your number one thing, and frogging. It's still a little early to be frogging. A lot of our Tennessee River lakes, they have a winter drawdown, and the further it gets down, the better the frogging gets. The closer you can get that frog to the fish's face, the better it gets. So punching pretty much all of September and October. But if you're on, there's so many other lakes in Tennessee that don't have grass. So if you're on one of those lakes, then, a topwater, a spook, a whopper plopper, a buzzbait.
Wait, you don't want to punch on those lakes?
What do you say?
He said, wait, you don't want to punch on those lakes? Trash mats, baby. Trash mats.
Yeah.
Trash mats.
There's not a blade of grass on this lake.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what kind of what kind of lake is that? I've never fished Wheeler before, so not much grass out there. Just like a lot of hard bottom fishing. You got a lot of floaters out there.
I mean, the hardest thing is, last year when I was here for the Toyota Championship, there was grass everywhere. 5-10 miles of flats that were just topped out matted grass, and now this year coming back, there's not a single blade.
Wow.
Wow.
And I mean, there was literally miles and miles of topped out grass last year.
Somewhere to Chickamauga, though.
So, but they're still probably going to be on those flats, I guess, right? Like you're going to be fishing shell beds and little turns, current breaks on it.
Yeah, so finding the hard spots,
duck blinds.
There's a lot of apps that
Jingle bells.
that you can look at and find those hard bottom portions. But the problem with this lake is there's just you might fish in a spot and put your trolling motor down, and you turn on a live scope, and there's literally 150 fish on your live scope at 100% of the time. if you look left, right, forward, backwards, there's just so many gar, so many catfish.
Oh man,
so
it's a fish ID. It's just like right below the dam or something. There's just
impossible.
Everything everywhere.
Your screen is just top to bottom. From
what do you call it?
Feet to 120. There's fish.
What do you call it? You're in a target-rich environment, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. It's more like a needle.
Don't know what your target is.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what's the target.
You're just sending shit out there and hoping for the best.
That's tough.
That's an average day.
So is it something like to single out fish? Are you thinking like, it's like offshore brush, or, is there like that lake? I know it's an older lake. Is there still offshore brush? Are there offshore stumps and stuff like that? Or is it pretty void?
There's a lot of brush, a lot of stumps. I got 470 something stumps and brush piles marked.
And no gas left in his boat.
90% of those
Slacking
in the first 2 days. But it really just comes to finding those hard spots, those sweet spots.
Yeah. It's such a tough time of the year because those fish are in flux. We were just talking about that earlier.
So Dillon, walk me through this. Like, how many days have you been out there at practice so far? 3, 4?
3 days of practice.
3 days, and that's official practice, right?
Yeah.
So outside of official practice, like obviously before the cutoff was, like, did you go to that lake before, like it went off limits?
I went for 3 days before. I did all my graphing before, so I had all my waypoints before I got here. That way, I didn't have to. My whole 3 days of practice was just trying to find something off the wall. I already knew my backup plan.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough, I didn't have to waste any time idling this week. I could just fish.
I've got a good question for him.
And I was lucky enough to find 2 groups of fish that hopefully will carry me through. And then I found a really deep deal that is promising. I almost broke my PB smallmouth.
Ooh, that's exciting.
647 smallmouth. And it was like my second cast. And there was 9 or 10 others with it. So I'm really, really excited to get back to that spot. But I got to get a limit first before I get there.
Yeah. But it's funny you said as well. It's interesting you said about first couple times you went out there, you just went idling around, just looking for your waypoints. Help the people watching this kind of understand, like, what do you mean when you go out there and you're just idling around looking for like, how much time do you actually physically just sit in that seat idling for waypoints, not making a cast? Like, walk people through who are watching this who don't really know like we do, but walk people through who are watching this, what's the point of doing that before your tournament?
Yeah, so I did a lot of research before last year, coming into the Toyota Championship, and basically Decatur Flats and everything, pointed me towards figuring that out. And when I saw the fish weren't in the grass necessarily, they were hanging off the edge on those stumps and on those brush piles. So for this year, I knew that I needed to get as many as possible. So, just basically get on the river edge and scan. And there's a very specific depth range that the bass will live in, that the trash fish won't live in. So learning that depth range, now in normal practice where you don't really have any experience, you see something, you catch one, all right, it might be luck. You do it again, you catch another one, another big one, all right, now it's a pattern. So now you can take your hooks off and you know exactly what you're looking for the rest of practice. That's one pattern, but you always want, a backup to the backup. So with this pre-practice, I already knew this pattern with the stumps and the brush piles. So I needed to find as many as I could. So, one of the days I idled for 11 hours straight, never stood up, never made a cast, just idling for 11 hours. and just finding the right depth range of the piles that I need. So that saved me a lot of time this week. While probably 80% of the field was idling, I was fishing, looking for something different. And
I have so much respect for that.
That's what you got to do nowadays.
It's so cool. I don't think people understand like the level of effort. People think they work hard, prepping for tournaments, but the level of effort that you have to put in to execute at the level that you and some of these other guys do is just incredible. Because it's tons of homework. It's tons of looking at, like we talked about at the fishing show and stuff, looking at the maps, looking at all kinds of different maps, being familiar with every single kind, all the satellite images before you even get there, and then having a plan in place, executing that plan, which just like nobody likes to sit in a chair for 11 hours.
No.
Doing that, but executing that plan to find all that stuff and then going back through. So there's so many steps that it takes to execute at that level of competition.
And it's not, it's not, everybody thinks when they think of fishing, it's not fun. Like it's not.
And that's taboo to say, so I appreciate you saying that.
Right? You want to pull your eyes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a headache from looking at a screen.
To do. You're competing against
it's a job.
The best people.
And I just so appreciate you saying that. I don't know if you can even
me
hear
of
me.
Like,
but
your buddy Lee and our buddy Lee from Seek One. It reminds me of that, like the amount of homework that he puts into door knocking, like hundreds, maybe thousands of hours to door knock, to find these little spots, to finally do all this work, hang all these stands, hang all these cameras, jump back and forth from state to state, and then finally all that for 20 seconds of glory. Yeah. Right? Yeah, like it's the same concept. It's like it is an immense, astronomical amount of work that goes in for that little bit, that, an hour of, glory that you have on the TV later.
But Tanner, what were you saying?
I will say, once you get to hold one of those big old trophies, every second of it's worth it.
We got a few of them in the room right next to us over here.
Tanner, what were you saying about it though? Like you were saying something.
Heavily respect him saying that it's boring because it's so taboo as a guide or a professional to say that. And it's like me looking for new fish as a guide and going 6 hours without a bite.
Sucks.
It sucks. And it's like the most boring day when you can pull up on your fish and catch them.
And smack them.
But then
find where they're going.
On hour 7, when you find a new spot, it's the most rewarding feeling ever. But
you feel like you're 6 foot tall and bulletproof.
Yeah, but that's the part of guiding or tournament fishing that people don't get to see, that don't get to fish all the time. And it's like, dude, at times I'm miserable out there idling.
A lot of people just see,
and it's taboo to say that.
And with the old 2 strokes, they put you to sleep.
Hold me off.
Well, like what you were saying though, it's like you're going out, you're spending that time, you're not catching the fish that are there to find new fish, but you're not even really going to catch those fish, right?
No, you're just going to catch one or two and go find more.
Yeah, you can't
the person that you're going to take out.
Yep.
And then but the reward comes when somebody sacks a 20+ pound bag by themselves.
Especially on,
or you put a client on there like PB, for example. And it's just like this. It's a great feeling.
Especially one of those spots where you pulled up 2 days ago and you caught a fish, but you're like, oh, it's been a slower day. I'm just gonna go try it, just see what's there. And you pull up and it's
boom,
lights out.
Yeah.
That's like the grass flat you and I found.
I'd rather
3
be
years
lucky
ago.
than good any day.
And I was like, dude, we sucked it up for hours.
Yeah, we had a terrible day.
And then all of a sudden pulled up and caught 20 in 10 minutes. And you're like, well, there's something.
Yeah. Then we were able to replicate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you get that little hint, that little key, a lot of times you can replicate it in other places, which has been a really, really hard thing to do on Chickamauga the past 3 or 4 years.
It's been tough.
It's
been tough.
It's so hard to pattern fish.
Chickamauga's been weird for a while.
Anyway, moving on though, while we got Dillon on the phone, like we're going to try and keep him on the phone as little as possible before
just because we don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, also just because we don't want to talk to him. But Dillon, you just won an open. So you're fishing in the 2026 Bassmaster Classic. First off, how's that feeling, dude?
That's what all bass fishermen dream of. I've thought about it my whole life, and that's always been the goal. And I don't think it will completely sink in until I'm actually there.
Until blast off.
Hang on. What's your walkout song going to be?
Yeah, what's the song going to be? We got to figure this out.
Buck Cherry Crazy.
It with my family, and I haven't
Free bird.
decided yet. I haven't decided yet, but
Do you have like a top 5?
there's
What about Swinger?
There's a couple I'm thinking of, but I want it to be upbeat. And
What about Swinger? That dude's like,
no,
I'm
no.
a
What
bad
genre at
woman.
least?
It needs
Give
to
us a
be the
genre.
one. What's the one you and Patrick sing all the time? Strawberry
A strawberry
wine.
one.
That's
Oh,
what.
yeah.
line.
That
That's
needs to
got to
be
be
it.
up there.
I just hope you know this. The Bassmaster Classic will realize that Talkin Tackle is coming up there. I just hope everybody knows that. Like
Me and my wife
gonna
are
be
bringing the
epic.
kids. We've got a house up there for the
yeah.
week.
Me and Tanner are bringing air horns in the weigh-in convention.
Oh, so dude, I'm bringing
Figure out
fireworks.
how big my family really is.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
You've got to
We're
pull
gonna-
Avery
we're
out of
gonna
your
get the
live
fat
well one
heads.
day.
We gotta get the fat heads.
Oh, dude, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, that'd be
Anderson's
awesome.
bringing the 32-foot ocean boat and inviting anyone that wants to go.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
yes.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm on.
Could you imagine the amount of beers that are drank? Holy
I'm going to throw them at you.
Christmas.
I'm just
That'll
gonna
be
shoot
nuts.
Roman
I'm
candles at
expecting
him.
Fireworks come at
We'll
my
have to
house.
get Tim White to bring that Milwaukee horn.
Oh my God.
Dude, those things are loud.
Dude, he sounded here at the shop. Tanner was spewing beer on the ceiling. It was great.
It's going to be super lit on the live for sure.
Oh, it's gonna be a great live. But no, Dillon, hey, walk us through that win though, man. Like just walk us through how did fishing over here on the Tennessee River affect like the way you won that tournament? Like what set you apart from the field based on what you learned here fishing on the Tennessee River for your whole guide career?
Yeah, grass fishing has always been the biggest part of my fishing career. Living in Rhode Island, there was always grass. And then I moved to Chickamauga, and it was more grass than I've ever seen in my life back then.
Yeah.
The good old days.
I got more grass in my yard now.
That's not a lie. It's terrible.
And, Nick and Jack definitely helped me a lot with the deep field grass and the holes in the grass, and just learning how to recognize them and how fish position around them. And the biggest thing that I still say to this day, for me, winning that tournament was that through hole transducer on my skeeter, being able to graph at 30 miles an hour. I waited till high tide, and then you have an hour at high tide where it's slack, so no water is moving, so the grass is able to stand straight up. And I zigzagged while everyone else is scanning, idling.
Losers.
I scanned at 30 miles an hour, and I zigzagged at that dead high tide. It's called slack tide.
No.
And I
had to get a new lower unit at St. Lawrence.
waypointed every hole in the grass.
I hope people are actually listening to that, though, because that is so smart. That takes a lot of thought to understand that.
Those through holes are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah,
with the tide,
absolutely.
what he said with the tide not moving, just like with us, when you were talking about fishing, Ethan was talking about successfully punching earlier when there wasn't current because the grass was stuck up and actually topped out. It's the same situation. It's those little details. The fact that you knew that when the tide stopped and when everything was slacked out, that the grass would actually show you the full height. And we all know that the height of a grass in area is extremely important. So if everything's laid over, it all looks 3 foot tall. But if it's slacked out, you know where the higher spots are, and that's a huge advantage for you. And not only that, but you're talking about covering at 30 miles an hour. Like that's big league stuff right there. It's super
huge.
smart.
And I tell people all the time, like a through hole transducer is like, you can take away everything on my boat except for my map and my 2D, and part of my 2D is my through hole transducer. Like you can you can chart at 30, 40 mile an hour and
see bait. Too.
You're just efficient.
It's awesome. But no, keep going,
But
Dillon. We
it's not a
didn't mean to.
flasher. It's the same time.
We didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, once
It's delayed.
because I had a couple of big fish right away in practice in the holes in the grass, so I knew right away like that was going to be my pattern. So now I had to drop a bunch of waypoints, and that's what I did. I drove around, dropped a bunch of waypoints, and the biggest thing was there was really one area on that north side of the flat or south side of the flat that had holes. And it was kind of off the beaten path. The community hole area was about a mile from me, and that's where 90% of the boats were. I never even made a cast over there. And I knew if I could burn that place to the ground, I found on the south side another area where I wasn't getting a lot of bites, but when I did get bit, it was over 3.5 pounds, 4 pounds. So I knew if I could burn that first spot to the ground day 1, day 2, and save that other area for day 3, something could happen. And that's exactly what happened. Day 1, I got up to 20 pounds, and once I hit 20 pounds, I loaded up and I went over there, just did a circle. Nobody was there. Went back to my primary area. I fished it out for the rest of the day. Day 2, I hit 19 pounds, got on the motor, ran over there, checked it. Nobody was there. Went back to my primary area. And so I knew now in my head that area hasn't been touched. And once I got there and caught that first one, I was pretty pumped up. And if you look at my YouTube channel, the first minute of that win, my video editor Trevor, he put the final fish in the first minute, and once I put that fifth 4-pounder in the boat, I pretty much knew, and it was a special moment for sure.
So special.
I remember
awesome,
following him on Bass Track, and
Oh yeah, I was on a guide trip following him.
I was too.
Yeah.
And then I watched weigh-in on that trip.
We watched
did
Wayne
too,
here in
yeah,
the
I
shop.
We were all
Hunter Cordell and I were on the phone together as he weighed in, and we were just pumped. Like we were
That's
freaking
awesome.
out.
Yeah, I made it back to the shop to
I don't
spray a
think
beer
most
before my
people
next trip.
realize how much work that you've put into that to get to the level that you are tournament fishing, just with the guiding and time on the water. And you did it a lot different than a lot of people do it now. A lot of these the younger guys going in and stuff, and it's a tougher road that you've hoed for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I went pre-practice up there. It was a 15-hour drive. I fished for. I had a little time slot in my schedule, and I drove 15 hours up there to practice for 2 days pre-practice, and then drove back.
So much
And
dedication.
then guide constantly.
And then guide, like, as soon as you got back here, that's
shoot,
crazy.
I'm not going 2 hours to pre-practice.
No, it's super impressive. Like
That's impressive, man.
For
It's
you guys
very
that
impressive.
don't know Dillon, he's like
respect.
one of the most upbeat human beings that you'll ever meet, and he has energy that comes from somewhere. Like he's got like a nuclear reactor in him or something.
It's
that
like
he
an
can just
8-year-old.
Man,
Truly.
it's awesome. It's
Yeah, it
awesome
really
to see,
is.
but that's
He's
the
a
thing,
human
it's like,
German
It
Shepherd.
could
You
be
see
like
these
super
kids,
tough
you wonder
out
where they
there.
get all the
Golden
energy.
retriever.
It can be like really tough out there, and like hour 11, he's still just got this smile. He's got like one smile on his face, and he's just rocking and rolling. Like
Yeah.
same energy level. He brings 110 from like blast off to,
Two weigh in,
two
all the
weigh
way
in.
up even till
Yeah.
he gets home.
which is super hard to maintain that like
Very.
mental
It's
acuity.
tough.
I gotta say it's
mad
rubbed off
respect.
on me since I've
I
known
think it
him.
rubs off on everybody.
It does.
It's like I know that my next spot on a tough day guiding can
Could
be a
be a-
30-pound
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah.
And I think he helped me. I've told a lot of people this. My first guide trip, I started guiding in the end of August.
I remember that.
and back that year, if any of the guides caught 9 fish in an 8-hour day, we were high-fiving in the parking lot. Pre-scope, couldn't find a grass line without side imaging. And I remember I was laying on the front deck of my boat, and felt like crying. And he just comes up as chipper as can be and pats me on the chest and said, "Didn't think it'd be easy every day, did you, bud?"
I can hear it right now. Didn't think it'd be easy every day, did you, bud? I can hear it right now.
I mean, never stopped walking in Guy's truck. And I'm like, and for some reason that resonates with me still, where I'm like, it's okay. I've got tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for that. And I
think it's those tough days that keep you coming back.
It really
it's the butt
is. Like,
kickings, if you went out and you thrashed them every time, like
it'd
I
get
personally
boring.
don't think
It
I
is
would
what it
like
is.
I couldn't be Bank Shaw because it'd just be boring.
It'd be boring.
Yeah, but I do.
That boy puts in work like
All right.
Yeah, but I do want Dillon to know that was an integral moment in my guiding career.
One last question for Dillon. I know, like on the St. Lawrence, you made an 80-mile run.
Woohoo.
How far are you going to run in the morning?
How far is my run in the morning, did you say?
Yep.
I'm actually, my starting spot is about 0.8 miles.
Oh, classic Dillon.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Just a nice brisk
Boat number 9.
miles.
Just trolling motor.
68.
I feel like a lot of time tournament guys bypass the close stuff though.
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
like,
dude.
All fishermen
just
in
me?
general.
Longest run weekend.
I'm not a tournament guy,
Especially in
but
college.
it's just
like,
something that I notice
Not me.
all the time.
I'm wanting to burn gas and haul ass.
in
Man.
college, I was always like, I'm going to get away from the crowd. I'm going to make a long run.
When in
Guess
reality,
what?
away from the crowd is like the boat
you
ramp.
go practice and not see anybody. And then tournament day, there'd be 30 boats in your area.
Just across park.
Yeah, I say that, but there have been so many trips when I started where you'd be like, we started at the same time in Chester Frost, and Dillon would be like, 12 o'clock, so where are you at now? I'm at Moccasin Bend.
Just walked through. And Dillon's still in the park, 500 yards from where he started.
And he was like, are you guys catching them? I'm like, yeah, we're catching them.
But see, that's crazy though.
Or
Like that's
it's
just.
no, we're not catching them, and he's smashing them. Not
That's
moving
just-
20 feet all day.
But that's not. I mean, that's just people's style, man. Like that's Dillon's style. He hangs out like close, and he doesn't need to go
Until
far.
this year.
Yeah, until
and
this
my
year.
style
I feel like
is
every tournament he
I'll-
ran.
I'll run to the next lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your style is burn the fuel. You might as well.
Yeah.
Like you see that gas tank on full, you start seeing red.
I run
Oh,
around.
yeah.
Tanner
crazy,
runs
too.
everywhere.
You're like
of course,
a-
Caleb.
I put
Hang
in some,
on.
Yeah,
put in some
Caleb and I
miles,
have
bro.
the
In
same.
the old Alumacraft.
Oh,
Dude, you and me, Caleb.
35 miles an
I
hour.
was-
We're like that.
I was fishing at the mouth of Cell Creek, and I had just ran in, water splashing over the sides of the boat in a 20-foot Phoenix. And I'm like, man, that was kind of rough. I'm going to wait till the wind calms down. I started fishing. About 5 minutes later, here comes Caleb and his 17-foot Alumacraft,
just bombing.
wide open at 32 miles an hour.
Wide hammer.
Yeah,
open.
everybody in that boat's pissing blood.
He hits the main river, and you see him once every like third wave. It would be high enough to see over.
Just see the
like,
power poles.
like 5 footers. And,
It's like, okay, we still see the power poles. He's probably alive.
He's all right.
yeah.
Burn gas
Scratch
and haul
your head
ass,
and you're
baby.
like, man, I was scared in my boat.
Hey, that's like
I'm a
somebody
running
told me
gun.
a long, long time ago. They're dead dinosaurs. They pull them out of the ground every day.
That's right.
Oh, it's
All
hilarious.
right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta bounce.
I got an early morning and a very important day.
Hammer
luck,
down,
bud.
Dilly. We
Good
love
luck.
you.
Good luck. Thanks
Good
for
luck.
jumping
Love you,
on.
bud.
Thanks for jumping on, bud, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Hopefully,
right.
if I can land what I hook, it should be a good day.
Hey,
Go get them,
I want
hooker.
to see you get one of them 6
We'll
pound
cut that if it
smallmouths.
doesn't go as planned.
just
Me
just
too.
just go do the do. It's okay.
You got it.
Just go do the do.
Pray they stay hooked up on the NXT. NXT.
Hey,
What?
you bet.
Oh, I seen the picture.
That's what I'm trying to
I'll
do.
see you guys soon.
That's not
See
mine.
ya.
Bud.
Hey,
See you, buddy.
good luck.
Good luck. That was interesting.
That was awesome.
I'm surprised he picked up on the first ring.
Need
Me
to
too.
need to do a podcast just with you guys talking specifically about tournament prep.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Super cool. It'd be really cool to have Banks or one of the other.
I'd be down
kids
for that.
on.
I can't sit for that.
You guys watching this in the comments, like, let us know if you guys would actually be interested in doing a podcast with, like myself, Dillon, Banks, people like that, like coming on here and talk about tournament prep and how much time goes into
like get like Seth or
put in the
Kevin
comments,
Drake
like,
or
bro,
someone.
My tournament prep is pulling into the boat ramp while they're calling numbers.
Yeah,
Literally.
I don't know, dude. That
Tanner's always late.
That derby me and Damie won, we rolled in when they called boat number 1.
That's when it's the best. It's worked well for me.
I hit the Porter John and let her eat, and then
I just have a lot of respect for it because it's something I don't do, and so I think it's really cool. Like I have my own nerdy way of doing map studies and breaking down a lake, but it's completely different from going like fishing for big fish or just trophy hunting or whatever goal I have versus going to not only catch your 5 of the right fish, but also like there's a whole lot that goes into outsmarting the other anglers that are there, right? And like working around them and working around the competition because you got to. Well, in your case, you have a bunch of guys out there that are good fishermen too, and so you have to. So you have to have like he was saying contingencies in place and like off the wall stuff, which I just think is super cool to think about.
Well, you've got to outsmart everyone else as well as the fish.
Yeah, the thing that hit me like a brick wall this year was. Of course, I come up to I'm fishing Toyota Series Championship. I come up through the Southern Division of the Toyota Series, so it's like all season long it was grass flats, and there would be 60 boats, sometimes 70, 80 boats on these grass flats. And if you were to ask me 2 years ago, I'd like, oh no, we're not going to fish there. There's just too many boats.
That would hurt me mentally to see that.
It hurts, but now it's like, all right, put your blinders on. You just got to outfish everybody else.
And see, that's the stuff
and then guess what? Come day 3, there's 2 boats on that flat.
That's how y'all just won that tournament.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had no qualms about punching right behind somebody.
Everybody else and go.
Well, you also just have to know it's 90% of this thing is timing.
Yeah. It's all timing.
And 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late, it's
time.
See, I even like confidence on the weekend. Like I don't like being out there on the weekend because I don't feel like I'm getting to stuff to fish it the way I want. I feel like the fish have been run over.
You get spoiled.
So I have like a ton of respect for like somebody. If you catch a 30-pound bag on this lake on artificial, it's unreal.
It's hard,
but to me, it is
doing it on a Saturday is
like
10
for
times
when
harder.
Kevin Drake does it in a CBA and he catches
because the
30
fish
or
know
40
it's
pounds.
Saturday.
Yeah, I've done it, dude. It's tough.
1,000%.
It's a whole different element when you take not only the fact that it's a Saturday during a tough part of the year when there's a ton of boat traffic, like it's March, right? There's a million guys out there plunking an A-rig. But then you also put like 100 plus of the best anglers in the area out there fishing against you, and then you still drop an 8-pound average on fish.
It's nuts.
And the closest person to you has got a 4.5 pound
It is
average.
insane to do that on a Wednesday when it's misting rain and nobody's out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane to be able to do that. But to be able to, like, I have like tremendous respect for guys that can do it on tournament day.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if it's a part of just knowing that you can outfish everybody or just having it in your mind and just like saying, like speaking it into existence. Yeah, it's like you got to be in that mindset.
Just like
That's why
like you were talking about
big.
dealing with that positive attitude. It's like the outlook that any cast can change my fate. Like I don't care if there's 5 minutes left in the Derby. Like we've all seen like probably the coolest clips in Bassmaster history, or some of them are Takahiro's.
Yeah,
like right at the end of that one turn. I knew it. It's just
it's awesome.
Like if you can't watch that and get excited like he's excited for that,
jacked.
It's just so cool.
It's time to hang it up. I mean, if you don't get that feeling like a little kid,
even as a guy that doesn't care about the composition side and like is not really into fishing tournaments, like that is super cool.
Well, boys, I'm about to dip.
Yep. We got to wrap everything up here. But hey, I'll tell you guys what, man, we really appreciate you guys coming in here on the second episode. You know, we got some new people on here. We called in Dillon. That was awesome. But hey, again, if you guys have not been in here to Talkin Tackle, as you guys can see out here on the table, we got a bunch of things that you guys cannot get your hands on. We got a huge shipment of the Sakamata shads in. You guys know how popular those are. We got some slither cage straight from Japan. We just got the brand new cast BFS braid in. It just hit the shelves on.
Oh, yeah.
It just hit the shelves on September 30th or September 31st, if I'm not wrong. But we have a lot of those in, stocked up, ready to go, so you guys can come and buy them. But man, you guys got to really check out what we have here. We have all kinds of stuff here. We have the
check out the lodge too.
The
check
lodge.
out the
We have
lodge.
all kinds of shit.
It's a fun, like you get to hang out with
Shop
the guys.
the
I tell a
lodge.
lot of my clients to come stay here. I'm like, you get to hang out with some of the best anglers on the lake.
And you get to hear our game plan in the morning before we go
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I notice here at the afternoon, everyone gets really loose-lipped.
Yep.
And so if you're just a regular angler and you're coming to stay somewhere and you're going to fish for a weekend, if you want to get some like top-notch intel, like this place at 6 o'clock is like
This is
there's
it.
people
And that's
saying too many
bumping.
things.
And-
That's what's interesting about like being here in the morning. You hear everyone's game plan,
Yep.
and then you hear what went on throughout the day in the afternoon,
Yep.
and what everyone had to change or how everything worked.
I feel like it's helped me a lot as just a fisherman in general too.
Absolutely.
Because I keep harping on this, but like I didn't grow up on like the tournament side of things. I didn't fish a lot of tournaments, so I didn't get like to fish with a lot of the local other anglers. So it's been really cool to me to have a place to come hang out and get another person's perspective that I'm not reading or watching on YouTube.
I agree.
You know,
Well,
just face to face, getting
Iron
like, you don't
sharpens
get a whole
iron.
lot.
I mean,
100%.
I don't know where I'd be in fishing if it wasn't for this place. And I've been at a lot of shops across the country, and this is
Thank
one
you.
of the best ones, if not the best one, and I will die on that hill.
And I think that we've got
Come
a ton
prove
of
me
them
wrong.
like this around here. You know what I
We
mean?
do.
Like that. I feel like super blessed in our local area. I mean, we've got Talkin Tackle, which these are my boys over here, and then you've got, you've got Michael Neal's place, the Real Deal Tackle in Dayton. You've got in Cleveland, you've got Fishtails. They have
Fishtails
killer
good too.
setup, and then you've got some really good anglers in there. You've got Kevin Drake. You know,
Yeah.
he works in there. There's a lot of good intel goes
agree.
in there. Like. I don't think people understand like how awesome it is to be in a tackle shop in this area. Period.
No, I
Like
agree.
it's sweet. Like you go to Saudi Custom, and those guys are awesome too. Like I get them
All
to
of
make
them.
me stuff all the time that's not
Oh,
that's
they'll
not
make
on the
anything
market,
for you.
right?
They're great.
And so it's just like I tell people all the time, like my clients, because they stay on different kinds of parts of the lake depending on the time of year and where I'm fishing on the lake. And I always encourage people like make the loop.
Yeah.
Hit all
Yep.
these tackle shops around here.
Oh,
Hit
yeah.
'em all.
Especially if it's a rainy
Like
day
you'll
while you're
find
here.
stuff, you get to
Yeah.
lay hands on stuff that you can't lay hands on in any Bass Pro Shop across the United States.
At all.
Bet you won't find a swim
And you'll find a lot better
Bet you won't
information from all these guys. So
or most other
I
tackle
always
shops.
recommend like anybody coming to the stay here at the lodge, and if you get a chance, go fish Dayton, go hit all these other tackle shops too.
'em
You'll
up.
find so much cool stuff. It's just awesome.
We're blessed around here, man. We really are.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, we really want to appreciate you guys paying attention and watching this second episode again. All these people up here, all of us full-time guide on Chickamauga Naked Jack. So if you guys go down in that description and you want to book a trip with any one of us, it'll be down there in the description, like name, phone number, website, social medias, any way you can get into to contact us and book your trip. Click that descriptions, hit the see more. It's all the way down there. And as usual, this is posted on my personal YouTube page. So really appreciate the like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. And this will always be a collab with everybody else at this table. So it's posted on their social medias as well. That's
right.
We really appreciate you guys coming on here, following us along here, commenting, sharing it. We love it. We're hoping to do this on a 1 month basis. This is number 2.
I'm going to add one more
I'm
thing,
ready for number
guys.
3.
If you guys have some really good ideas of some shows
Yeah.
that you would like to see,
Let us know.
Ask some good questions. I highly recommend comment down below with some good questions. What we could probably do is grab a couple of the best questions, answer them on the next podcast and stuff. So definitely interact with us on there, guys, and we'll see if we can narrow things down for you,
or
and,
even also
help out a little bit.
if you guys want to try and entertain the idea of having a live audience here when we do our podcast, and we can like announce it 2 weeks before we film it,
We wouldn't
and
be
we
able
have
to
a
do very
live
many,
audience here.
but-
Right, but we won't be able to answer everybody's questions. But you guys can sit here and watch this live.
We could
while it's
probably
being
run it
recorded.
live too. through
Exactly, we
YouTube
can run
and
it live,
StreamYard and
whatever.
stuff like that. So you guys are interested in
Comments,
that,
like
to
talk
ask
to us.
questions,
Like we're right here. We're average fishermen, just like you guys all are. So just whatever you guys want to see happen, put in the comments. We'll try our best to make it happen. But anyways, without further ado, who wants to close this out? Tanner, you did great at it last time.
Oh, peace out.
That's it.
That's it.
Nailed it.